Hello folks. So today I wanted to discuss an important transit. But before I do that, a big thank you to those who have subscribed, to those who leave feedback, to those who like and share. And for those that have not yet done so, please click that subscribe icon on the right-hand side. Take a moment and click it, yeah? I mean, with so many views that this channel has received, I know that you're watching, so take that moment to subscribe as well, yeah? All right, let's get started. We have a lot to talk about today. Now, Jupiter's big transit, right? There's a lot of big transits happening this year, isn't it? And it's interesting because that's the case in both the sidereal system, if you see it from there, and it's also the case with the tropical western system. There's a lot of big shifts happening with the outer planets and the slow-moving planets. Now, Jupiter's movement into Gemini, it's interesting because it's actually very quickly going to zip through Gemini. It starts its transit in Gemini on May the 15th and covers the entire span of this sign in 5 months. And then it will reach its exaltation sign, Cancer, on October the 18th. Jupiter will retrograde from November 11th until March the 11th of 2026. It returns to Gemini on December 5th, 2025, and stays till June the 1st, 2026. So basically from May of this year till June of next year, it will be transiting Gemini with the exception of approximately 2 months, less than 2 months, October 18th to December 5th. So about 6-7-ish weeks, it will dip into Cancer, right? Now, the most notable characteristic is that Jupiter will have a very close relationship with Rahu throughout this transit in Gemini, right? Because the same week that Jupiter moves into Gemini, Rahu will enter its sign of Aquarius on May the 18th, right? And of course, Jupiter and Rahu will aspect each other because they both have the trinal aspects, the 5-9. Rahu will try to lure us into temptation, illusion, sometimes deception. But the good news is that Jupiter will counteract Rahu by showing you the right way, giving you proper guidance when you need it. Now, Jupiter in Gemini is not in its element. Why is that? Because third house, the natural third house is Gemini, right? So the third house is actually denoted to courage, willpower, fighting. It's also subconscious desire, the birth of desire, because it's the first Kaama house. So it's not in harmony, actually, with the Jupiterian traits, knowledge, wisdom, philosophy, higher vibration, a higher vibration, right? Jupiter also has a difficult relationship with Mercury, the ruler of Gemini. You may know the story of Jupiter and his wife Tara. Tara had an affair with the moon, and from that Mercury was born, right? So Mercury doesn't debilitate Jupiter, but here Jupiter becomes Maranakarka, right? It's hard to basically access Jupiter's essence. It doesn't mean that it's not beneficial in other ways. Of course it is. But the true essence, the true vibration of Jupiter can be lost in Mercury's sign of Gemini, right? Jupiter traveling in Mercury's sign will, of course, bring focus on starting new projects, right? It's the house of taking initiatives, subconscious desire, birthing new ideas. Jupiter with Rahu's gaze can help you change your luck, right? Your destiny, by simply taking the initiative. So, like, what entrepreneurial activities have you thought to start? Like, now is the time to forge ahead. With Jupiter's aspect on Libra and Aquarius, your instincts about others will be spot on now. In fact, it's an excellent transit for dual signs, especially in order to build foundations, right? Because it would be transiting your Kendra house, right? So Jupiter will also bring inspiration to the air signs with its trinal aspects. So see what planets you have sitting in those air signs. New connections can be there, new relationships, lots of options floating around everywhere at this time, right? It's about exploring our options, about relationships, about sexual matters. You'll be able to quickly surmise the situation with people that enter your life now. And the progress can be quick and it can be fast-paced. Right? With that Rahu boosting Jupiter and Jupiter boosting Rahu in Kaama houses. So, because Jupiter is in Mercury's sign and aspected by Rahu, we can see clever deals also manifest at this time in business matters, so not just relationships, because they're both at the same time aspecting Libra, sign of the marketplace, the sign of contracts, the sign of commitments, the sign of relationships of all types. So if you're learning a new subject, or you're going back to school for a degree, or you're learning a new skill, it's an excellent time for that as well, with Jupiter's aspect on Sagittarius. Now, Mercury rules Gemini, so it can accelerate our education path. We'll be able to express our needs directly. Communication in general could improve at this time, whether it's written, whether it's verbal. Relationships with our siblings could improve. But with Rahu's aspect, there could be some disturbance also there. Yeah. People will go toward taking guidance, especially when it comes to new ventures, new projects, new businesses, new relationships, new partnerships. Counseling now will be useful for us, so don't hesitate to reach out to experts to get a second opinion about what you're trying to do or what you want to do. Reach out to a friend if you don't want to go to counseling. Someone you trust. If you want to start a new life chapter, there's no better time to do it than now, actually. You're getting the energetic boost. You're getting the blessings of Jupiter. So what entrepreneurial activities did you want to start? So now is the time to forge ahead. Yeah. Because of Jupiter's and Rahu's aspect on Libra, the house of committed partnerships, there will be a desire for a relationship for many people, for a new chapter in this area of life, especially those people that are going through Jupiter and Rahu dashas. And it's kind of a make or break phase. I actually talked about this in a separate video where I talked about Rahu versus Jupiter, so I will link that to this one. Yeah, so it's a make or break phase, right? With Rahu's aspect on Libra, people won't have the patience to wait and see. And with Jupiter's aspect on Libra, those that wish to get into marriage or a committed relationship, now would be the time to do it. Yeah, acceptance of spouse or of a relationship in a ceremonial way is possible now, right? So you, for example, you may have been in a relationship for many years, but you weren't sure if you wanted to marry the person. Now it could be like a make or break phase for you. It's a good time to take a leap of faith with relationship, with marriage, with moving in together. In some way, making the relationship committed. It's a good time for that. Now, the other sign that is getting boosted at this time is Sagittarius, right? Because Jupiter's going to be aspecting Sagittarius. So it's an excellent time to start new education endeavors, travel, go abroad, meet a guru, for those who are on that spiritual path and they need further guidance. You could meet your guru at this time. And Saturn is also aspecting Sagittarius, which makes it even more likely that could happen. In Gemini, Jupiter does, as I said, lose its dharmic quality, but the aspects of Jupiter, that's where we get our blessings, right? In air signs with Rahu's aspect, Jupiter's expression will be more focused on meeting our goals, wishes, desires. When Kaama signs get so activated, there's like a flurry of activity and quick decision making can happen. So if you're not like an otherwise patient person, this is the time where things could happen very quickly in your life, especially if you have planets in air signs. Like I said, it's very important to, yes, we can talk about the houses and the signs, and we will talk about, I will go over each sign, what house is getting activated. But I have found if you have a planet sitting there, that's even more impactful. Especially with Rahu, like when Rahu is engaging, conjuncting, or aspecting a planet that is already in your chart, it becomes more powerful. Right? So this is the thing to look at, because there can be a lot of abundance in that area of life, the planets that are sitting in air signs for you. In Kendra and trine houses, Jupiter anyway is very supportive. So this transit is great for Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces. Through Jupiter's transit in Gemini, it's going to impact 3 nakshatras. And of course, by looking at constellations, at the fixed stars, we go one step deeper, right? And we uncover that like underlying impulse of the planet, its subtle energy, the deeper layer. Jupiter will spend the first portion of this transit in Mrigshira, where it has been anyway, like in the Taurus section, right? So it's gonna continue that transit until June the 13th. Shakti of Mrigshira is the power to give fulfillment. So maybe a good time to make a wish. Mrigshira's controlling planet is Mars, so it can bring sort of like a restlessness in us, right? We can do a lot of wandering when it's activated. It can be a time when we're traveling a lot. Or just in our head, we're like thinking a lot. Like wandering can be sort of internal. When activated, this nakshatra can give very like quick radical change, right? Because it is also associated with the moon, right? Soma is the ruling deity of Mrigshira. So it can bring sudden moves, property purchase, right? Because of Mars being the controlling deity, the controlling planet. Jupiter's transit here can give massive growth. If you haven't already experienced that in that Taurus portion, you may know. Good time to make any investments, especially long-term investments, when Jupiter is in Mrigshira. Jupiter transits Ardra Nakshatra from June the 13th till August the 12th. Ardra is about chaos, turmoil. So Jupiter can expand those negative traits, the suffering, actually. For example, you can be rebellious about your belief systems at this time. You can change your beliefs about something suddenly. A nice way to use this is to counsel and provide guidance to those that are going through suffering. Relationship matters can go through some instability at this time. It's not a very long phase though, it's only 2 months. But in that 2 months, we also have a Mars Ketu conjunction, which can be difficult. Yeah. If you did have to leave behind a chapter at that time, you'll have plenty of opportunity to restart, right? Because Jupiter then transits Punarvasu from August the 13th till June 18th, 2026. So that's where Jupiter will spend the longest amount of time. Yeah, and Punarvasu is, it's a much more benign, gentle nakshatra than Ardra. This transit can provide opportunities for growth, abundance, learning. It's also a time to bounce back from disappointments and look for further opportunities for growth. This is where Jupiter spends the majority of its transit, as I said, right? Punarvasu means another. It translates as return of the light. So again, it could be a restart in some area of life. Yeah. Punarvasu consists of 2 bright stars, and this suggests that we will be presented with 2 possibilities in the form of a place, a person, a path, a different path of life that you're trying to start, a new chapter. Excellent time for that. Excellent time for that. This is, in fact, a fantastic phase from August 13th till June 18th, 2026, to really make a big change in your life, to start a new chapter. So, finally, Jupiter transits the same place every 12 years, as we know, right? So it shows the patterns in our lives. So important to see what happened in your life 12 years ago. Same themes, issues may arise. Last time we had a Jupiter in Gemini transit was from May 31st, 2013 till 19th of June, 2014. So if you're old enough to remember that phase, what was going on in your life, there may be some themes that pop up again. The thing is, though, back then, it was a harder transit. Because back then, I remember there was Shwapit Dosh happening. There was a Rahu-Saturn conjunction in Libra for the entire Jupiter and Gemini transit. So that was, that would have been, it's not like that anymore, right? Rahu is, as soon as Rahu enters Aquarius, Rahu is free of Saturn's influence. So this is one of the things that stands out to me, which suggests that it's going to be a much more smoother transit. Especially important for people who have Jupiter return, right? So if your natal Jupiter is in Gemini, this is certainly a time to plant new seeds for you. Jupiter returns can usually bring something new in your life, whether it's to do with relationship, career, business, relationship, residence, right? It can be a spiritual practice. It can be a guru. Whatever it is, it's usually something new that opens up for you, a new opportunity. You can be at the right place at the right time, right? Where people just show up to help you. That and especially more the case now because of Rahu's influence there, Rahu's aspect. We like the aspect. We don't necessarily like the Jupiter and Rahu conjunction because that's problematic. But when they're 5-9, it's good. There's a lot you can achieve with that, especially the fact that Rahu is so powerful, and that's going to be boosting that Jupiter and at the same time Rahu is blessing, balancing out some of the illusions that Rahu brings. Jupiter is balancing that out. So, and as I mentioned before, this is very important to see what natal planet is getting impacted by Jupiter's transit, because that really is, that's on a personal level how you're going to feel it. Yes, you might be a Cancer moon or a Sagittarius lagna. But what if you have Sun and Moon sitting in Sagittarius? Well, this is more impactful because it's getting direct gaze from Jupiter. it will impact you more. If it's transiting over your sun is sitting in Gemini, well, then a new life path can open up for you. If your Venus is sitting in Gemini, maybe a new relationship can enter your life. Right? So let's go through all the signs and talk further about how it will impact you personally. Yeah. So as usual, Aries. For you, Aries, Jupiter is entering your 3rd house. From here, it's going to aspect your 9th house, as well as your 7th and your 11th houses. So, it's fantastic, right? Kaama houses are being aspected. 9th house is being aspected. So it's going to bring opportunities to make new friends, new networks, new connections that can help you for the next 12 years. This transit can also be lucrative for you. Like, for example, you thought about starting a new venture, a new business, a new project. A new, like, something to do, something independent, actually. You decided that you're going to start your own business. Or you're going to go on your own in some way. You're going to do independent work, consulting, counseling, whatever it is. So you can feel confident about that at this time. Yeah. Do exercise some caution because of Rahu's aspect. You may not be getting the entire picture. Jupiter, anyway, here behaves a little bit like Rahu, right? In the 3rd house. It's Maranakarka for Jupiter, so it's not the natural place. 3rd house being willpower, courage, ability to fight. So it's not necessarily a place Jupiter feels comfortable, but Jupiter's aspect, that's where the blessings lie for you. 7th, 11th, and 9th. So, Jupiter will attract opportunities for deep, meaningful relationships, particularly from those that are from foreign lands. It is a transit that can make you hyperactive, busy. There will be a need to communicate at all times. You'll feel that urge. If you have been isolated for whatever reason, this will bring you out of your shell. You'll want to feel connected, and you'll want to feel like you will want to feel a part of everything. Now, you can mix with a wide variety of people at this time as well. So that's quite nice, right? So if you were like always in your small little group, this will open up opportunities to meet people from various diverse backgrounds, especially with that Rahu's aspect. 3rd house is, of course, self-effort, entrepreneurial activities. It's also online projects, so that's something that can get a boost at this time. Like if you are doing something online, you can get more popular. You can get more recognized for it in some way, appreciated for it in some way. Your social media presence can see an uplift, a makeover, right? Because of that Rahu's aspect. The thing is, though, 3rd house is also our subconscious mind. So you can feel, as I said, you can feel very restless at this time, right? It's the 6th, 9th Lord in that 3rd house. So have something, to kind of like keep your cool in your life. Some kind of practice. Exercise. Exercise, very important at this time. Some kind of physical exercise. Because it's a time that you want to do everything. You want to fulfill all your goals. And you should. But, you have to balance things out. Some unresolved karma can also get worked out at this time. It could be with your younger siblings. It could be with your father. Great time, as I mentioned, to start new relationships because of Jupiter's aspect on your 7th. Both Jupiter and Rahu are empowering that 7th. Right? And on top of that, if Saturn is connecting with your 7th lord or 7th house, yeah, definitely fantastic time for a relationship. Yes. New relationships that you start now can be beneficial. This can result in committed partnership or marriage for some people. Both Jupiter and Saturn are aspecting your 9th house, so foreign connections, travel is also on the cards. Communication will be good. Somehow you will know the right things to say to motivate and influence other people at this time. Blessings toward relationships, all kinds is there. So get out, get out there, get involved with groups, make new friends, socialize more, right? I mean, if you're not the type of person who likes to do that, like I'm certainly not. but like there's so much energy with the Kaama houses getting activated that it will drive you to do that. And it can open up doors for like new friendship circles. But of course, with Rahu's influence there, like some of these will be fleeting friendships, of course. Working with others will bring positive results at this time. Be confident in the choices you make towards new relationship beginnings and foreign dealings. Because even those fleeting connections and relationships, whatever they are, friendships, they will also benefit you in some way, even if it is for a little while. Yeah. Good transit for you, Aries. Taurus. How about you? Is it a good transit for you? It's a good transit. It's an excellent transit for you. Jupiter going into your 2nd house. From here, it will aspect 8th, 6th, and 10th houses. So, now 2nd house is a house that sustains us, right? By way of food, wealth, family. So you can get support from your family at this time. Wealth can certainly increase. There will be new opportunities to make money for financial growth. Your speech can be persuasive and even inspirational at this time. And this could impact especially your partner, your life partner. So for those who wish to get married, it's an excellent Jupiter transit. For those who wish to get into a relationship, it's a good Jupiter transit as well. Yeah. You wanted to start a family or a new business, you could look into that. Great time to learn astrology. Any kind of like esoteric subjects because of its aspect on the 8th house. Maybe you're studying financial knowledge or researching investments. Great time for that. It can give some fluctuations in wealth, right? Because of its aspect 8th house, it's 8th lord aspecting 8th house. So I think like keep the status quo where possible. Family inheritance can come your way. There's a good possibility you are receiving money from an unexpected source at this time, right? Saturn is also favoring you at this time in the 11th house, which suggests that, you like the risk taking with the wealth is going to work out in your favor because there are gains. Jupiter's aspecting the 10th house, so good for career. Good for getting noticed. Good for getting noticed for whatever you're doing. If you're not working, it could be anything else in your life. You could get favors from those in authority at this time. You could get an authoritative position at this time. If that's what you're seeking. New job opportunities, right? Jupiter's aspect on the 6th can increase litigation, health issue can come up, right? It's not a favorable planet for you. But because Rahu's also aspecting there, you will come up with the solutions. If you had health issues, the solutions to healing will also come. Let's try and look outside of the box for those solutions, right? Because Rahu here will help. Work will keep you busy. Your earnings can experience a jump at this time. Now, both these Thana houses are getting energized, right? Libra and Sagittarius. Libra from Rahu and Jupiter, and Sagittarius from Jupiter and Saturn. So take enough time for self-care, for exercise. Overall, it's a good Jupiter transit for you. And you're also enjoying an excellent Saturn transit at this time. Yeah. Gemini, Jupiter is going into your first house. Now you can feel some relief, because I know it's been like some tough transits for you. So it's a good time. Jupiter entering a Kendra house, especially the first house, where it gets directional strength, right? Big belly position for Jupiter. So it can, like, directional strength basically means it knows how to operate in its in a higher vibration. It's a feel-good transit. At the very least, it will be making you feel very positive and optimistic. Whenever a planet gets that big belly position, its energy is more easily expressed. Right? So here Jupiter will expand all matters related to the first house, creates a healthier ego, intelligence, sparks of ideas, new ideas can get sparked, increasing your popularity, your social status. Just being more noticeable, right? Because you're talking about the heaviest planet sitting in that first house. So it's just going to get you more noticed. But truly, like, the greatest fortune manifests in the house that Jupiter aspects. Here it's your 5th, 7th, and 9th houses. That's another reason we like the first house transit, right? Because it's aspecting the trinal houses, the 5th and the 9th, the Dharma Trikona. So in this area, just your general life path, you can experience a change in luck. If you felt frustrated, now there can be opportunities opening up for you that you couldn't have imagined. Relationships that come along can be a blessing at this time. Past good deeds can be rewarded at this time. Jupiter rules your 7th and 10th house, and here you can see some dramatic shifts. So if you felt stuck in career or relationship, you can see improvement there. It's a good time to get married. It's aspecting your 7th house. Saturn is also aspecting your 7th house. Right? You can meet someone from abroad, and it's possible that you leave your home country to go live with this person, perhaps, if relationship results in marriage. So that's how it can play out as well. Aspect of 9th house is fortunate, because that's Jupiter's natural drishti, right? So gain from traveling to foreign lands. You may decide to leave your current location and relocate abroad, for instance. You may be learning new subjects. Your relationship with your father can improve. Guru may enter your life. Some teacher could enter your life to provide you inspiration, to provide you hope. Sometimes you even meet that person where they can just say that one thing that shifts your perspective completely. So those kind of like lucky breaks, lucky openings, breakthroughs can happen at this time. Mentor, it could be through a mentor. It could be someone who is acting as a mentor. It doesn't have to be he doesn't have to have that label. Both your 7th and 5th houses are getting empowered with the aspects of Saturn, Jupiter, and Rahu. Your creativity can expand at this time, leading to some recognition, leading to more money. You can be inspired by learning new subjects. Yeah. It can be a time to set up a new business. It can be a time to work independently. That's also favored. A relationship with children can improve with this aspect on the 5th house. If you are trying to conceive children, you can get lucky now. If you start a spiritual practice, you will achieve success. A good time to learn new subjects, especially fantastic transit for students, actually. If you want to make up relationships that have been damaged, this is a good time for that. Be wary of deceptive practices as Rahu aspects that Lagna at this time. Yeah. But overall, this is a really great transit for you. Yeah. Good. Good luck. Cancer, what is happening for you? For you, Jupiter is moving to your 12th house. Here, Jupiter will aspect 4th, 6th, and 8th houses. Jupiter is normally relaxed and at ease here, right? Because it's natural home, because it's the ruler of Pisces, right? But here it's in Gemini, and it's aspected by Rahu, so it can come with some problems. It could be people working against you, or misleading you in some way. Jupiter will, however, open up opportunities to live in foreign lands, because it's 9th of the word transiting 12th house. 12th house being the house of foreign residence, but it's also the house of expenses, so you could be spending a lot. You could feel a little bit secluded at this time. And for many of you, that's kind of like an intentional, you want to feel like a little bit outside of, others' eyes. Dreams, visions, messages from the astral world will be available. So pay attention to your inner voice. With Jupiter here, you could really get messages in your dreams, and if you had trouble sleeping, now you will feel calmer. I think many of us would have had trouble sleeping with so many planets in Pisces, which is still, that those transits are still happening. You can meet with some loss, though, connected to your career or relationship. It could be unexpected expense also. If you wanted to go abroad, excellent time. Really good time for relocation. And it can happen quite suddenly with that Rahu's aspect. Business people can see opportunities for money coming from foreign travel at this time. And from people abroad. Retreats, yoga, meditation, taking more time for yourself. Really, really good at this time, if you can do it, if you're able to do that. Aspect to the 4th house is actually the most benefic here, so domestic life can feel more relaxed. Maybe you're studying a new subject. If you are, it's a fantastic time for that. If you're moving, you can shift to a more suitable, a bigger place. Spending time at home actually is good for you now. And as I said, education endeavors are also favored. So if you're studying something new, that's also a fortunate time for that. You may feel a deep connection to your homeland, your birthplace. So you may be visiting your birthplace at this time. Jupiter's aspect on the 6th house can be good for animal care, for getting a pet, for making donation to animal causes. You could be studying health-related issues, medical subjects, Ayurveda. It's also a good time to study esoteric subjects like astrology. If you had any health issue, solution can come now. Great time to give up an addiction. If you've been like suffering with some kind of addiction, or you've been sort of tired of it, like you've been trying to give it up, but it hasn't happened. This would be the time to give it up. Here you can feel a little bit detached from your material goals, but see what, like if you have planets in Gemini and they're Rajasic planets, like you have Venus there, you have Mercury there, well, like that will change the situation, right? Then you can be very much geared towards material goals and, meeting your desires. You will get opportunities to take trips to unknown places. That might be nice. That's a nice thing with Jupiter in the 12th house. Great time to connect to spirituality, to nature. Jupiter aspecting 4th and 8th can mean unexpected gains. Like it could be from joint resources that you share with someone, from property, from insurance, like that. Right? Both Rahu and Jupiter aspect that 4th, making it a good time actually to invest in property, to move, to rent out your property for gains, right? For income. Good for that. So for Leo, you are going to feel some relief when this transit happens, or even the weeks, the 2 or 3 weeks leading up to it, right? Because of so much concentration on your 8th house. So for you, Jupiter in May is moving to your 11th house, right? From here, Jupiter will aspect 5th, 3rd, and 7th houses. So great transit for income, for wealth creation, for building connections, for getting into new relationships. The 11th house represents gains of all kinds, right? It could be, of course, social connections. It could be material wealth. It could just simply be a fulfillment of a long cherished goal or desire. With Rahu's aspect there, yeah, you can expect that. Yeah. This transit will increase networking opportunities. You may meet many new people at this time. You can also meet someone special at this time and form a lasting commitment. You will enjoy connecting with those from other countries, from foreign backgrounds. With Rahu situated in the 7th, opportunities to connect and meet others will come from far and wide. Though exercise caution, and like try to see what it is, see it for what it is, rather than like for what you want it to be. And like normally Rahu in the 7th, and in this case being so strong, I would say exercise caution with relationships, right? But here you're getting Jupiter's aspect. So you will be able to decipher what is good for you and what is sort of taking you like on the wrong path. Yeah. Jupiter transiting the house of gains, it will of course introduce you to another source of income if you were looking for that. This is the time. This is the time to take steps toward that goal, right? Income can also come from sharing knowledge with others, because it's your 5th, 8th Lord in the 11th house. So if you're a teacher, a counselor, or like you're sharing your knowledge on YouTube like I am doing right now, something simple like that. You can also be counseling regarding wealth matters. You could be teaching children. You could be speaking about esoteric subjects. Okay. 8th Lord in the 11th house. Aid and support can come from other people, right? Supportive people can enter your life or return to your life. Here, Jupiter opens many doors, actually. And again, see what planets you have in Gemini. Those will get boosted. You can gain recognition through your words. You can be opportunistic at this time and take risks with Rahu's aspect there. You can gain support of higher ups, friends, colleagues, mentors at this time. Your assets can increase, especially through marriage, especially through your associations, all kinds of, partnerships and affiliations. This transit will come with some restlessness, and you may be trying to do too much, for instance. It can also bring some stress with that, like Rahu's aspect there, right? 5th Lord transiting 11th house. It's not just gains in, monetary gains or material asset, but also boosting your social status. Source of income could appear suddenly, right? So if you're looking for a new job, you can get lucky now and land a high-paying opportunity. But as I said, it can bring a little bit of stress because you're trying to do too much, right? Jupiter is 6th from 6th, so it can bring some like Rahu's aspect there. It can bring some work-life stress. But you will come up with creative solutions. You may consider starting a new business, aspecting 5th house from the 11th. Great time to develop your network, right? So get involved, go out there, do some work, do some community work, maybe. Get involved in groups. You will gain friends at this time, but some of them can be fluctuating social connections. With Rahu's, position to the 7th, aspecting the 11th. Relationship with elder siblings can improve. They can provide support to you. Aspect to 7th house will bring potential mates for those people who are looking for a relationship, who are not coupled up. Yeah. You can meet a partner through a large network, through your friend circle, online, through community group. You can end up with a mutually supportive relationship that is satisfying at this time, right? There can be a deep understanding with the spouse. You can meet the spouse or relationship partner in foreign lands. Or there can be something foreign about them. They're not from your background. And of course, nowadays that's so common. So for those who are coupled up, it's an excellent time for you and your partner. And you can this is a transit that can bring you closer. There can be some agitation though, right? Like Rahu sitting in that 7th. So there can be some restlessness. Like you may be wanting to do things and you don't have time for your marriage partner or your significant other. Or you may be with Ketu in the 1st, you just may be so aloof. And the partner can feel a little bit neglected. Because you're a little bit in your own world at this time. So now, fortunate 5th aspect to the 3rd house can bring gains and support from younger siblings. But watch for misunderstandings. Can also there can be some ripple effect where there are some misunderstandings, but they will get cleared up, right? Because of Rahu's aspect. It's a good transit for you, Leo. I mean, 11th house, all planets do well, right? Especially Jupiter, especially Saturn. So all the best. Virgo, Jupiter is going into your 10th house. From here, it's going to aspect 4th, 2nd, and 6th houses. This is 4th, 7th Lord in the 10th house. So it's great for getting more visibility. You'll see like an increase in your status or your image for something that you're doing. In your personal life, in your professional life. 10th house dominates the chart, right? It isn't the best placement for Jupiter, though, because House of Karma is Saturn's domain. So there can also be like a conflict that develops, like in your career life or like in your professional world. So because Jupiter will create circumstances here where you'll need to change something in your career life. And with Rahu's aspect, things can actually change quite suddenly. So it's a great time to seeking advice related to your life path and career. Counseling, teaching, careers are favorable at this time, whether it's something that you do, or as I said, whether it's something that you're seeking for your personal growth, for your professional growth, right? With this aspect on the 4th, right? You can also do work that inspires others at this time. And that's where like the feel-good factor can come of that Jupiter movement. With this aspect on the 4th, your home life will improve in some way. Maybe you're buying like a new home, decorating, upgrading in some way. Domestic life should be good now with this aspect on the 4th. If you wanted to start a new business, a new project, fortunate transit for that. You can consider doing business with your partner now. Wealth can accrue from property sale or from family as well. Aspect on your 2nd house can expand your family in some way, like maybe through marriage, through childbirth. It could be your marriage, it could be someone else's marriage in your family. Rahu also aspects 2nd house, right? So this is the area of activity. 2nd house is also the house of like where we get our nourishment, so food. So you may want to watch for overindulgence in food at this time. Aspect on your 6th can help solve any health issues that you had. Simply changing your diet may actually relieve some of those issues because of the impact of the 2-6 happening at this time. Success can be there in legal problems at this time. Luck and fortune can come through small animals. So if you thought about getting a pet, welcoming a pet in your family, it's a nice time for that. Watch for conflicts with others, especially over like political ideas or philosophical ideas at this time. Yeah. If you're a practical person, your ambitions will be rewarded at this time. So Libra, well, for you, Jupiter's moving into your 9th house, which is a relief, right? So you will be perceived in a positive light now. From here, it aspects your 3rd, 1st, and 5th houses. Libra is actually getting very activated, right? Because Rahu is also aspecting your Lagna, your moon, whatever you have in Libra. So you're in the spotlight this time. It's the 3rd, 6th Lord transiting the 9th house. So if you were involved in some dispute, some argument, you can see some favorable results at this time. With this aspect in the 1st house, this can make you attractive to others. It can make you popular. It can make you more seen. You will feel regenerated. You will feel renewed, right? aspecting your first house can bring enthusiasm. It can bring optimism for new beginnings. Good past life karma will ripen now with this aspect on your 5th house. Right. Jupiter's aspect on 5th house can bring a fulfilling new relationship into your life. It can also bless those who want to have children. Right? Like if you were trying to have children and it wasn't working out for you, well, this would be the time to try. If you have children already, it can, you know, this is the time when you can feel like a stronger connection to them. Like there's a bonding, a closer bonding with that relationship. Either new business, new project, social media presence, whatever you wanted to do, now is the time to go for it. You're going to want to do, like, you can feel restless because of its aspect on the 3rd house. But things will improve in your environment where you live, like, you know, with like neighbors and close, like people that are close to you in your environment. Maybe you see them on a daily basis. Maybe it's the guy, you know, like the florist that you buy flowers from, or the fruit, the vendor who you buy fruits from. Like you're just those day-to-day communications and activities, you will just feel like more into them, right? It can help you reconnect with your siblings, aspect in your 3rd house. If you wanted to create something, if you wanted to write more, it's a good time for that. Excellent transit for traveling. You can gain materially and socially whilst you're traveling. Higher studies. You want to start a new subject, new education endeavor, going back to school. Great time. Good time to build your qualifications, your skills. Develop your ideas from research. Jupiter is not the easiest planet for you, so it can come with some obstacles, some setbacks. 6th Lord in 9th house can test your faith. You can be questioning your religious beliefs, your spiritual beliefs. Nonetheless, it does aspect your 5th and 1st, so there are blessings there. There are blessings with this Jupiter transit, irrespective of whether it's a good planet for you or not. So it's going to make for an enjoyable transit overall. Scorpio, for you, Jupiter's entering your 8th house. There can be some sudden unexpected events that occur, like out of the blue things can happen, right? It can be like a fight with your neighbor and you didn't even see it coming. Something like that. But unexpected events, because Jupiter is such a friendly planet to you, unexpected events will open a new door for you, new opportunities. Because sometimes what happens is the unexpected events, of course, they shake the status quo. We're used to something, and all of a sudden the rug is pulled from underneath us. But often what I've seen is that if it wasn't for that event, then you wouldn't have been able to embark on a better, more suitable path for you. So new door will bring better opportunities. From here, Jupiter is also aspecting 2nd, 8th, 4th, and 12th houses. So this is where we can see the blessings, right? If you are thinking about moving abroad, great time for that. Traveling to faraway lands, great time for that. Domestic scene looks good. Property purchase can bring luck. It's a good time to invest in a property, actually. Good time to improve your domestic setting in some way. It could be stuff like, painting your house a new color, like painting your room a different color. Like, it can be stuff like that. 8th house, of course, is also like our obsessions and our fears, right? These may come to the surface. You will be overthinking some matters in your life. So watch for like negative self-talk. That can easily happen at this time, right? It's in 8th house. It's in Gemini. There can be money coming from an unexpected source for you at this time. Maybe through an investment that you made that maybe like you forgot about it. And now it's sort of reaching its fruition. Secrets or affairs can be revealed if you're in a relationship. And if it wasn't a relationship that you were, where you don't trust your mate. You can be attracted to psychology, esoteric subjects. Maybe you're speaking about these subjects. If you are speaking about these subjects, this is an excellent transit for you. You'll gain power from this knowledge. Now, as I mentioned before, Jupiter is a benefit for you, right? Because it rules your 5th house, your lucky 5th house. So Jupiter's aspect to 2nd house can mean family can be supportive at this time. An aspect on the 4th does give inner peace, and it does give strength. Jupiter sitting in the 4th house or aspect in the 4th house. Your domestic life, you might be spending more time at home. Something simple like that. Traveling to birthplace. If you don't live in your birthplace, traveling to birthplace can feel nurturing and nourishing at this time. With this aspect on the 12th, your dreams can give you insights. Being isolated and being alone can give you insights. If you have started a spiritual practice, you can go deeper at this time. Yeah. Because this transit can sometimes make you feel very anxious and agitated, right? It is 8th house transit happening in Gemini. So you can find yourself being anxious and you don't understand why. So have some kind of something to shake it off. Could be like an exercise routine. It could be a spiritual practice. Intuition will become sharper. And there's a feeling that divine help comes your way with like Jupiter in the 8th house. And that could be through like an unexpected event. Okay, that happened. And this is like, disappeared from my life. So now I have to, okay. And then this opportunity opens up out of the blue as well. Something gets removed from your life out of the blue, but something comes into your life out of the blue as well that you didn't expect, right? So this is what I mean, 5th Lord transiting 8th house. It is good for sudden gains. Nature retreats. You can encounter people with whom you have to face some unresolved past karma. Yeah. It can at times it can feel like a past life repercussion rather than any action from this life. It can have that feeling to it. If you're doing research, it's an excellent time for that. Excellent transit for healers, counselors, teachers. So take care of your health at this time. Maybe consider revising your diet as well. All the best. Sagittarius, for you, Jupiter's transiting your 7th house. Much better transit than the 6th house transit. Right? From here, Jupiter aspects your Lagna, which is great. Always great when Jupiter aspects Lagna. But the real blessings come with the trinal aspects of Jupiter, like the 3rd and the 11th houses are getting boosted right now with this Jupiter transit. So this is your Lagna Lord, right? Jupiter is your Lagna Lord. So with this aspect on Lagna, it can really be a feel-good factor. You'll feel more optimistic, energetic. if there were health issues, you can feel a lot more robust now. So not just confident, but just physically fit. Jupiter can bring others from foreign lands. That can be socially, that can be materially beneficial for you. If you're looking for a partner, you will seriously think of making a commitment at this time, and you may just have too many options. So there might be some confusion there, right? Jupiter in the 7th aspected by Rahu. So, and sometimes that Jupiter in the 7th, what happens is it's like if you are already coupled up, it can result in a feeling that the grass is always greener, right? So it can show dissatisfaction with your current partner and with people in that way. So you may be looking around, if you're coupled up, right? Business partnerships can thrive, but beware of maintaining ethics with others. It's a good time though to form business alliances. But Jupiter's aspect on your 11th can make a lot of can help you make a lot of connections. But some friends can also disappear from your life at this time. Great transit for boosting earnings. Excellent time to fulfill long-held wishes and goals. Your earnings can increase now. And there can be another source of income as well opening up for you at this time. New networks, new friends can come. The old can go. Rahu is also aspecting that 11th, right? Great time for collaboration, forming groups, getting involved with groups, making long-term commitments in your personal life and in your work life. Siblings can benefit you in some way, both elder and younger. Jupiter's aspecting the 3rd. Jupiter's aspecting the 11th. So if you wanted to start a new business or a new initiative, new project, it's a good time for that as well. This transit of Jupiter will make you courageous. Do watch for weight gain. That's the only thing I would say, but excellent transit for you. Capricorn. So this transit is happening in your 6th house. From here, Jupiter will aspect the 12th, the 2nd, the 10th houses. 6th is, of course, it's health stuff. It's daily routines. It's disputes. We say enemies. It could be internal. It could be external enemies. It's where we see prarabdha karma surfacing in your life. Right? So it could be something that you've done in the past life. That's the consequence coming now, but you sort of can't explain it because it's not something you can recall. It is an excellent transit for service to others, for selfless service through profession, whatever it is. This is the 3rd, 12th Lord in the 6th house, right? So take care of health at this time. Pay attention to what you eat. Pay attention to how you speak. You may find answers if you take an interest in health and healing at this time. Or by finding alternative methods of healing, right? Now you can get opportunities for that. With this placement, you can have a lot of pets. You can have a lot of pets. Maybe, you take care of small animals. And in fact, if you are experiencing some trouble with this Jupiter transit, it's good to spend time with small animals if you cannot get a pet of your own. Conflicts can be there with others, right? Especially with work colleagues. Others can hold your speech against you at this time. But even with the challenges, you'll be able to overcome the obstacles and problems that come your way. If you need loans, you can find them now. You can go abroad at this time if you wanted to. Right? Jupiter aspects 2nd and 10th house, so best time to work diligently in life. It's a time when you can develop a better routine. You'll enjoy work more. It would be a great time to spend with family. You can earn well from your job and also gain from family assets. Great time to focus on health. You can explore new areas of health, start a new exercise regime, see which foods are working for you, which are not working for you. So just a general checkup on yourself, really. So it's a transit that can actually help you to change your lifestyle just by creating good habits. Aspect on the 12th house can bring some travel to foreign lands, or it can bring a move abroad for some people. It can also mean serving others, right? Like in hospitals, prisons, NGOs, if that's your work. Then maybe you're like getting some stress with that, like if that's what you're doing. That's the source of the stress. Right? So excellent remedy for this transit, because it can bring some stressful situations, is to give charity. Just to give like any form of donation. It could be something as little as like 10 quid or whatever, and you donate it to a cause. Save, as I mentioned, of course, is another fantastic remedy. So Aquarius, for you, this is a great transit, right? You're hosting Jupiter in your 5th house. Things are looking up for Aquarius, especially those with Aquarius moon. With that last leg of Sadhisati and an excellent Jupiter transit, the struggles will feel like they're melting away. Jupiter from the 5th is going to aspect Lagna, or your moon. It's going to aspect 9th house. It's going to aspect 11th house. All fortunate, right? All fortunate. In this position, Jupiter is confident, creative, and can channel divine intelligence. 5th house. So it's also the house of children, your creativity and creations, including business, including independent work. It's where we see love affairs. It's where we see education endeavors, learning new skills, turning a hobby into a business. 5th house is also just our well-being, just our mental well-being, right? Your character can be seen from here, intelligence. So you'll be making good decisions. It's also about the joys of life, like blessings of past lives. They say Purva Punya is also 5th house. This is where Jupiter will expand intelligence to make wise decisions. Simply put. Yeah. So it can bring luck in your speculative and investment activities, for example. Maybe you're into the stock market. It can bring a new love interest in your life. And you're making a good decision with that love interest, for instance. Good transit for childbirth, if you're aiming for this. Good for pursuing education. You can study any subject now and connect with your inner calling in this way, especially artistic or creative subjects. You can be more creative, more artistic. You can change your appearance, your image, and see the benefits immediately. Great time for investments, as I said, growing your business perhaps. 5th house is also promotion, so maybe you want to ask for a promotion. If you're single, wanting to get into a relationship, Jupiter will be supportive at this time, and so will Rahu. Right? You may, however, if you are already in a relationship, this is a time when you could feel a little bit aloof from your partner and more into pursuing your own goals, your own activities. In fact, it's a fantastic transit to pursue anything that you love, that which brings you joy and happiness, that connects you to your higher purpose, your inner calling. Your inner calling. Jupiter 5th house transit. Think about what is your inner calling. Think about that. Aspect to your 9th house and your Lagna is a great blessing and can bring lucky breaks, right? It's just lucky breaks, like where you felt stuck, all of a sudden the door can open up. And Rahu will encourage risk-taking activities at this time, right? It's transiting the 1st house, aspecting the 9th house. Jupiter transit here can bring a lot of good options your way, so choose wisely. Aspect in the 9th means benefits from foreign lands, from travel. Immigration benefits can come through at this time. Relationship with father is good at this time. Aspect to the 11th can increase your earnings. You can see, new friends, and you can develop new friends and networks at this time. Jupiter aspecting Lagna means that you get good advice. You're able to recover from problems because it increases your faith. Despite Rahu's position, Jupiter will act as a savior. It's not your best planet. Certainly, it's not your best planet. So Rahu actually will be in charge here. But it is very helpful to get Jupiter's aspect on that Lagna, on the 1st house where Rahu is. Because that Jupiter can prevent you from from chasing illusions. Because you will feel overconfident at this time. So, power pact transit for you, right? Rahu and Lagna, Jupiter in 5th. Pisces, for you this transit is happening in the 4th house. So, it could bring a move, right? Something could be disturbed in your home environment that forces you to make a move. Some change in your home environment can be there. There can be addition to your family also at this time. From here, Jupiter aspects 8th, 12th, and 10th houses for you, right? Jupiter is your Lagna Lord. It's going to direct your attention towards the Moksha Trikona, right? So you may feel a little bit introverted at this time. You may feel a little bit understated at this time. And that's a good thing, given the very busy 1st half of the year for you, Pisces, right? So maybe you're healing from some of the problems that came up in the 1st half of the year, or events that transpire in the 1st half of the year. Maybe you're healing from that. It's a good time to hibernate, actually, at home for you with this 4th house transit, right? Especially Saturn being in the 1st. Maybe buying art or crafts for home to decorate your home, right? If you wanted to study a new subject, excellent time for that. In fact, traditional philosophies now can make sense for you. So, for example, you might reach out to religious scripture to make sense of life at this time, and it would be a good time to do that. If you marry at this time, your spouse can be a very strong emotional anchor for you. Inherited wealth can be seen with this aspect, because it from the 4th is aspecting your 8th, right? And both Rahu and Jupiter are aspecting the 8th. Family business could go well at this time. Jupiter's aspect on your 10th is good for your career, for your image. So you will get help from others, from those in higher ups positions at this time. A new career opportunity can also be there. And maybe your move is connected to your career, for example. Jupiter's aspect to the 12th can also sometimes take us away from our current residence, like to a new life abroad, right? As I said, it could be connected to the job, like the move. Expenses that can go up, though, at this time. It could be connected to a move. It could be connected to long distance travel as well. So That's all for now, folks. All the best.